on the Throttle is brought to you by Sport Bike Wrench. Performance parts, professional advice.
All right, so we're on to the next principle. This is the endo principle.
From now on, you'll be able to hear my instructions. Just remember to regulate your volume now.
You're in store for a lot, so here we go. Today we're going to be talking about stoppies and the principles of them. The other word you're going to hear them called is endos. Ernie here is significantly better than me at this trick, I will not lie. They're the most dangerous trick that we have in our sport. It's the most dangerous trick in motorcycling, period, simply because at any given moment when you're hard on the front brakes and your rear wheel's in the air, you literally are a fraction of a movement away from flipping the bike over on top of you and smashing yourself into the pavement. I myself have gone over really bad. I know Ernie has as well. Pretty much anyone that takes the sport seriously, or even amateurs that are just trying to learn this, have run-ins with flipping endos. So you're gonna have to take a lot of caution in today. This is not something that you wanna do underprepared. We're gonna go in, I have a 661, which is an armored suit that I'm gonna wear today with a back protector, elbow pads, and extra shoulder pads in addition to my jacket. Simply because if you flip the bike over on you and it does hit you, you wanna be prepared as possible. And you don't wanna have anything sharp on the bike. You wanna make sure that, you're ready to go down, because this is the one that will get you the worst. Endos are fairly simple. Obviously, it's going to just be the front brake that we're working on today. I like to recommend doing them in neutral in case everything seems to go wrong. Your bike's going to be not in gear or not wanting to run away from you. If you do get away from the bike's going to be basically just running on its side, and it's not going to be a big deal. Ernie, I'm going to let take away on the description of an endo, simply because, like I said, him to I, we're talking an endo competitor and someone who's placed very well in the past versus me who can do it because I have to do it in competition. And I do like it, but I don't need to die today.
Don't let him lie to you, he's pretty good. But pretty much the basics of an endo is, the one most important thing when learning endos is that you have to take it slowly. I know a lot of people, you come out to the spot, you want to learn how to do a certain trick, and a lot of people want to just learn it right then and there. They don't want to wait, they don't want to put the time in to learn the things. And the problem with stoppies is that if you push too hard, you are going to go over the front, and believe me, 400 pounds on top of your back driving you into the pavement, it's not a good feeling. I've done it, Nick's done it, we've all done it at one point or another. And the main thing is that you have to take it slow. You have to learn little by little. You can't really push too hard, because this is a trick that literally could end your whole riding career. I mean, coming down on you, you could fracture vertebrae. I've seen people become paralyzed just by flipping a stoppie on top of them. So it's something that you just got to go really slow on. But it's basically, what we'll go over today is some of the seating positions. There's so many different things when doing endos. As simple of a trick as it is, there's so much involved when you're doing it, because you come into the whole thing of brake setups, whether you're running stock lines, steel braided lines, what different pads you run, the way you hold the lever, which fingers you use, your seating position. And one of the other things in the stoppie is when you come up, there's a lot to do with steering it. A lot of people will come up, and the bike has a tendency to kind of do whatever it wants to kick out. And all it takes is to come in and let the bike kick out too far, and next thing you know, you're barrel rolling down the road. So we'll go over some of the basics of learning how to steer them, and just pretty much getting it up, just so you get a feel for the whole thing. Like, I know we both flipped stoppies in the past, so this is something that you really gotta watch and take slowly, because I mean this is one that'll bite you.
Now that we said that enough, huh? So don't kill yourself. As redundant as we are, again, this is Team Rush Shield North America. It's Ernie Vigil and Nick Apex, and we're going to show you how to get things done. All right, so stoppies, the one that you gotta have all of your gear for, the one that is so important to do right. This is the most important trick to never, ever underestimate what it could do to you, and never overestimate how good you are at them. This is one of the ones where we're going to take it real slow with how we're going to bring you into them, and from there, you're going to hopefully master it over some time. Expect maybe 6 months or so before you're going to get to the point where you're going to be decent enough in control with the endos or the stoppies, where you can do it on demand and you're not going to be having to take it real easy. So here we are with Ernie. His bike's going to be running a stock master cylinder, and it's going to be running rubber lines. The reason why, they're very unforgiving. When you have steel braided lines or larger master cylinders here, it's not a detriment to it. In fact, it really helps in racing. It really helps for having more braking force. But specifically for endos and for being able to make a lot of mistakes, it's great to have stock lines on there, because they're not going to punish you when you grab a little bit too much brake. Now Ernie has an interesting hand grip. Ernie, go ahead and show him how you grab. Ernie, I call it his mutant fingers. He locks 3 fingers on his outside.
Sometimes I go 2, sometimes I go 3 if we can make it on there.
Yeah, this is a very different setup than mine. Traditionally what I'll do is these 2 fingers here, and I'll just employ these 2 fingers to be able to bring the front of the bike up. And I use these ones to grip and hold on. So it's really preference. I'm sure you're gonna be able to figure out right away by just riding around what's the best way for you to approach the endo as far as your brake hand and the position you're gonna hold it in. What I'm gonna have Ernie do at first is what you should be doing anyways. If you're just getting a motorcycle, if you're already good at riding and you've got a new bike, it's panic stopping. It's going pretty quick and stopping as fast as you possibly can without washing out the front end, and you're just gonna try not to bring up the rear. But what he's gonna do is he's gonna get used to the way that the suspension loads and how the bike feels under heavy, heavy braking. So go ahead, Ernie, ride around and initiate some real good panic stops for us. As simple as that is, you'd be surprised how much that can save you if you're a street rider. See there, even though he's not trying, the rear end came up just a little bit.